No, that I'm going to rest myself now.
Eba. See, you're passing that through. Yeah. Man, shit like that. That count is as small than this. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel for another amazing video geared towards showcasing Liberia and highlighting meaningful developments in our beloved country. In today's video, we will be picking up from right where we left off in the last video. So if you haven't watched that video, I would recommend that you pause this video and just go back and watch that video so that way you have the full picture of what's going to be going on in this video, and you're going to at least watch this video in context. But yeah, let's get back to it. While you're at it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and then leave your feedback. I mean, if you have again any suggestions for us, anything whatsoever, leave your feedback in the comment section. We took the time to read those, whether they're recommendations or commendations, just commending us, or whatever it is, we do look at those. So
This gun others make Liberia 20 years apiece. So what can you do now? Because of one man business, should we scatter our 20 years apiece? Huh? Hello? Yes, hello. Yeah, my name is Steve, my colleagues, and I'm calling from Rebel here, River County. Yes, go ahead. Your name, your contribution. Yeah, I want to say thanks to the new guests, and just follow the story today and the program today, and I'll always follow the program because the peace.
And so yeah, we're just entering Kkata City. So in the last video we went to Banga, and then after we left Banga, we made a few stops on the road to a couple of markets in different towns along the road. So yeah, on the way back again, didn't want to bore you guys with just everything, so I specifically cut the driving video down to a minimum. But yeah, that's what you're looking at, or what you're about to see is the Booker Washington Institute. Uh, for those of you that are alumni of the school, or again, once you're a Liberian that live in Liberia, you've heard about Booker Washington Institute, and is named after Booker T. Washington. It's again one of the best secondary schools in the country. Is a boarding school. They have a huge campus. They have several programs. I think they have an agriculture program and several other skills program that when students graduate from the school, they're not just graduating as a typical high school student. They're graduating with life skills, that they can use when they get out of high school. So yeah, and I know you probably heard the radio earlier. So this was around election time, and this was just right around the second round of election. And just to interrupt that a little bit, we just entered Montserrado County. So Kkata is in Margibi. Um, and then what you're seeing on both sides of the road would be the extension of the Firestone rubber plantation. So, Firestone is a very controversial issue when it comes to Liberia. So, I guess back in 1920, they got over 1 million acres. They got a concession for over 1 million acres of land for 6 cents per acre to plant rubber. And I mean, a lot of folks feel that that wasn't fair and equitable. I think the Madame Sirleaf government, before she left power, renegotiated that deal. I don't know what the new figure is, but I think they did some renegotiation to that concession. But yeah, still, there's people don't feel right about it. There are some people that feel that the deal wasn't fair, and in America, because Firestone is an American company, and America is taking advantage of us. Recently, our Independence Day is on July 26th. So we recently celebrated our 177th Independence Day, and the national orator, kind of made her speech surrounding that, as far as the premise, or part of her speech. I shouldn't say the premise, but part of her speech, she stated that America has taken more from Liberia than they have given to us as a country. And personally, I don't know where I stand on that. There has been diverse opinions, from different sides of the aisle. People have different divergent opinions on that. But yeah, Firestone is one of the things that people point to when they talk about that. Just the nature of that deal, and how people feel that that company hasn't been fair to the Liberian people. But yeah, about we're in the Pinsville area, Fendel to be exact. I'm sorry, and this is the University of Liberia Fendel campus. So the University of Liberia has two campuses. There's this campus, and there's the main campus on Capital Bypass in the heart of Monrovia, and then that main campus is mainly for professional programs, so graduate studies. The law school is there, and then the Fender campus is mostly for undergraduate programs, and they also have a dormitory here. Is a huge campus. The university system has a huge land in this area, so after the campus, we're going to probably drive for miles going. On both sides of the road, the land that you see there is all for the University of Liberia. And as we go along, I'll probably show you where their land stops. But everything you're seeing here belongs to the University of Liberia. So you see some buildings, all the way in the distance on the left there. Um, you know, the medical school is further ahead. So they have a huge land here, and I know a couple of years back, some people had encroached on the land and built their houses. Some folks had really nice houses, but they were the land wasn't for them. It's the University of Liberia property. So during the administration of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I think they demolished a lot of houses in that area, and that has served as a deterrent to most people. So people are not. No one is going to build anything concrete on that land. Because just looking at the experience that the people that did had, no one is going to do that. But yeah, this is the road heading to Bentonville, Bentall City. Bentonville is the capital city or Bentall is the capital city of Montserrado County, and Montserrado County hosts our capital. So Montserrado County hosts Monrovia, and Monrovia is the capital city of Liberia. So that's the medical school there, AM Doclia T, on your right. It again, they have a huge campus there. You have medical students that live, uh, on campus and do their studies. And then that's the signboard right there, Bentall City. Welcome to Bentall City. So yeah, as I was saying, this is the capital, city of Montserrado County, and all the way in the distance there on my right, uh, there's a mini estate that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf built to relocate some erosion victims from West Point. Again, if you're from Liberia, you know West Point is one of the infamous slum communities, probably one of the largest slum communities in Liberia, right in the heart of Monrovia on the coastline. And that place has been in danger of erosion. You can see the sea is gradually eating up that whole place. So that those housing units were built to relocate people from West Point to that area, but a lot of the folks from West Point did not agree to move. Because again they're saying we live by the ocean. Our major means of livelihood is fishing, and you're taking us and bringing us to somewhere that don't have ocean, that don't have any river or anything. How are we going to carry on with living and just surviving? So a lot of the folks didn't move there. I don't know what became of those housing units. I know there are people living on it in it, and there are some people that moved there. So yeah, but I was saying earlier, so the radio stuff you heard earlier, it was around election time and the country was a bit tense, just at the end of the second round of election, and everyone were tense awaiting the announcement of the results. So just in case you were wondering, but yeah, we're on the farm. That's the farmhouse. We again have done some work on it. You know, at the time I did that video, it wasn't in good shape, but we've done some work on it to make it livable. So now we have folks living in it. Yeah, but we again got on the farm. As you can see, we are offloading the mill, and then we got some other stuff. You see a little bit of planting on the ground. Again, if you watch if you watch the previous video, you'll see I stated we stopped in the market and we bought a few things. So yeah, and this is the farm. It's sort of the farmhouse is sort of in the middle of the farm, and really I haven't really done a video showing where the farm starts from and just driving to show you guys kind of the skill of the land. It's a huge land, it's a huge farm, and everywhere here you see we have palm planted. There's the front section of the farm. It's mostly new palm that we planted. I think they're about 2 years or so. So they have about a year left to start producing. And then this section here, you can see a lot of the trees here are cocoa trees, a lot of the big trees. So we do have cocoa in this area. Because of the nature of the land here, we didn't plant palm in this particular area. It's mostly clay, wetland, and that's where cocoa does well. So we have a lot of cocoa planted here, a lot of new cocoa. If you look at the video keenly, you'll see we have some new areas, and everywhere you see. Uh, if you look at the ground, you'll see. So yeah, you'll see those areas that were new. So we just planted cocoa there, and we also planted a lot of plantains that started sprouting. So you can see the small plantains. And cassava as well is in that area. So cocoa is when they're just coming up, they require a lot of shade. So you want to plant. Usually people plant it along with plantains so that the plantains can give it shade. So the plantain is obviously going to come up before it, and that the plantain can serve as a shade for the cocoa. I mean, when people are planting in forest land, they don't cut the trees. They just cut rows and then plant the cocoa in rows, and then the forest naturally is going to provide shade. But yeah, that's one of the complications about planting cocoa. If you don't do it, all of what you plant is not going to survive. So yeah, some older planting trees we had a lot in this area. We had to clear. If you can see on the ground in front of you, some of the plantain stuff they had to cut down. And then on the left, there's a huge part there where it's just cassava, and then after the cassava there are pepper, bitter ball, garden egg, and some other things that are intercrop between the palm. The older palm trees mostly start from here going upwards, and I mean we're not going to show that in this video, but just to give you guys an understanding. I know we planted well over 20 to 25,000 palm trees on this farm. So just to give you an understanding of what it is. But yeah, we got on the farm. We were again installing the machine, putting it together to make sure that we can set it up. That's where you're seeing the guys just struggling to get it together.
Hey, I don't step in it.
What is spanner? What is spanner? He died.
You will come back.
Yeah. Who do you think for me?
You can do it.
That count is so small, the machine. You can lock it. You can lock it, maybe have a yeah. Yeah, maybe lock it. You got it, son. That's small. Yeah, but it's still too needed there. It's still important, yeah. Still. You just gotta adjust it so small. You can pull. Yeah. Okay. Y'all go around, see. I think okay. Alright. I think okay, cause you can't do much. When they enter here and it said that the Bapulu could not form parts of the reading yesterday, all because when they were on their way, it was when Bapulu results came in. So maybe while they were about coming, others have been entering into the system and they want to just,
So for the testing of the machine, we got our folks on the farm to cut a little bit of palm so we can be able to test the machine to make sure that it was working properly. So that's what you see there in front of you. Um, and yeah, I mean, just one thing I wanted to touch on that I probably missed while we were on our way on the farm is the road leading to Bentall. Again, someone might say, well, this is the county that hosts the capital city of the country, and why is the road looking the way it looks? I mean, the road is not in good shape. I mean, that's clear. But just one thing I like for people to do is, when you're coming to Liberia, manage your expectations and just have in mind that we took 14 years fighting ourselves and destroying our country and So I mean, development is not going to come overnight. Things are changing gradually, but again, a country that went through 14 years of civil crisis, there's just so many competing priorities that you have education, you have healthcare, you have infrastructure. There's just so many things. So it's hard, but again, as a country, we're hopeful and we're getting there. But yeah, so we again took the machine, but then the next day we had to get these galvanized tubs. This is what they use to boil the butter of the palm after it has gone through the machine. You have to boil the butter to be able to separate the water from the oil. So uh, typically people use drums, iron drums, but of recent, I've seen most local farms moving to these galvanized tubs because they last longer than the drum. So with oil, you're dealing with high heat, and I mean when if you decide to go with the drums, you're probably going to be buying drums every 2 or 3 months because the fire has a way of destroying the drums really soon, and these tubs are more resistant to the fire, so they last longer. So I mean, I guess you might be wondering what are we doing with a bathtub, but that's we visited several local farms, and that's what farmers are using. I mean, when you again with the vision we have and where we want to take the farm, having having a fully automated processing plant where and we I told you guys in the other video I have the folks working on the motorized machine for us. They're also working on some tanks, iron tanks for us that is going to kind of take over from the top and this machine we have here. But yeah, with the vision we have is to have a fully automated plan where you can put the palm the fresh fruit bunch, so the palm head, you can put it in at one point and you're not going to see it until you go to the end of the line and turn the faucet and see oil coming down. So that's the vision we have. But again, you have to start from somewhere, and I believe in skilling up, and we're working towards having state of the art equipment on our farm as we grow. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys, so you can begin have an idea of the vision we have and just know what we plan on doing.
No, Dada. I know what the other garden just doing behind there. It did now. It did now. I always see you. I'm telling you what's going on. Please go to the video from on our side, the fancy and all that on our side. As I'm talking to you, I say go to the fancy, see the top and getting full, and I beg you to go to the fancy then. Take the one. Take all the one and you go over and take that one. As I'm talking to you, I got a bar. I'm very joking here, but I'm working. I'm not joking. I'm not eating the money for nothing. I'm playing with it for something to come up. I think it's in there. They won't hear. They got me done good. They won't got me done good. When you done good, you know when you done good, brother, you can get to know the expiration for it. And you will know you give more oil when you done. So all the one that will knock it, I wonder why you take the picture for will knock it, but they won't yet now you don't done. You already finished. That oil by it say again. I think so the other see who are there as I'm talking to you. That God be glorified.
So yeah, I mean these are just some clips of what's going on the farm currently. I think I've stated in previous videos that we're actively producing. So I think they're producing every at the moment. I think they're producing every 2 weeks because you have to cut the palm. It has to stay for a little bit, so it's easier to leave the shaft. So yeah, they're again actively producing on the farm every 2 weeks, and that's one of the amazing things about palm. Once you get to the point where you are, once you get to the point where you start harvesting, it's nonstop. Especially with the size of farm we have, you're always going to have ripe palm that you have to cut to make oil. So basically it's up to us how we manage it. But we, again, if we have bigger machines, more sophisticated machines, we can probably produce oil every week. And then it's going to get to a point where it's going to be maybe, you know 2 or 3 times a week or something like that. But now again, it's still production is still at a lower scale. And there are several factors affecting that, just manpower, the capacity of the machine we have, and those kind of stuff. But again, the most important thing is the vision and where we see this going. So I just hope and pray that you guys can stick and stay with us on this journey. I promise to bring you guys nothing but the best. And just thanks for watching. Thanks for taking time of your busy schedules to watch our videos. We'll see you guys in the next one.